Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch the 11th of May until the 15th. Let's see what we've got this week. Thank Goodness You're Here is releasing in North America this week, probably at least. And this is from Lost in Cult, a UK company, but they only do North American copies. On their website, they have the edition, very special, very fancy, but this I'm talking about is the retail release. And this is a comedy game set in a northern English town, no doubt based on Barnsley, because they're easy to take the mick out of. It's an adventure game where you help people around the town who have problems, very absurd, very British, apparently very much worth a few hours of your time. And my executive producers, Adamantium, G. Bautista 100, Jennifer M, Dane Wilkinson, Nerdy Sean, and Juice 250, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. And if you want it or any of the retail games in this video, please consider purchasing via the links down below in the description and pinned comment. That massively helps me out, this series, to keep producing useful physical content for you guys. VGP are a very nice company with free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks, like 55 American dollars plus. Each week, if you buy something via my link, you're put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Christopher M. Congratulations, Christopher. You should get an email from VGP with your discount coupon in the coming days. If you don't, just hit me up and I'll sort it out for you. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is releasing this week on Nintendo Switch 2 on a proper cartridge, and this is a big surprise, not only because it is a AAA game on a cartridge, but also because it's from Bethesda, whose faith in physical releases is generally less than zero. Something tells me someone involved had a word with them to make this a proper physical, whereas Fallout 4 and Oblivion Remastered, both of those were codes in a box bullshit. I have pre-ordered my physical copy because I do enjoy the franchise of 3 films. What a perfect trilogy that cannot be tainted by unnecessary sequels. This released last year on other consoles, and those releases were also basically downloads on a disc, so it's kind of hilarious that this Switch 2 cartridge is a better physical release than the Big Daddy consoles. Definitely something that should be supported. Plus, who doesn't enjoy pissing about with whips? And my executive producers, JCross7776, Instacritic, Mojo, John Jamin, Jake Vab, Thorn Metal Luna, Azrith, Punky Doostar, Firm Returns, Super Ben Julio, Vay, Viz, Daniel O, AMH, Dead Bunny's YouTube, Jimmy A. Guerrero, Madhawk110, and Lewis K have chosen this as their pick of the week. Outbound is releasing physically this week on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 on a proper cartridge, at least it should be. Most sources are saying this week, whereas one is saying the Switch 2 specifically in North America may be pushed back an extra week or two, but we'll have to see. But yeah, the Switch 2 release is not a Switch 2 edition, so if you don't own a Switch 2 yet, you can't future-proof yourself with this one. You have to choose wisely. This is a fascinating looking game where you take your life on the road, explore the world from the wheel of your camper van that you can magically equip with all sorts of stuff to make it a nice home. A cozy life sim with adventure, something I'm definitely interested in. And my executive producers, Joshua L, Josh Foote, Kevin W, Rose, Ghost Bune, and Dave Huswaite, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, the low print limited pre-orders. Alien Rogue Incursion is limited runs game this week, and this is a big property for them. Another proper Switch 2 physical release to add to the list. This released digitally a few years back, almost a shadow drop, and it is a reworking of a VR game. It is a good Switch port of a decent if unspectacular first-person shooter. It's wormed its way into an above-average pigeonhole, where it's reworking from a VR game, probably exposed the game's weaknesses just a little more than it should have. But hey, they needed to earn their money back. You can pre-order it right now on Switch 2, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, and my executive producers, OGCIB, and Mr. Lee from Eastern NC on eBay, they've chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, the imports Play Asia territory. There's only one import this week, and it's exclusive to Play Asia, and if you want to purchase anything from Play Asia, you can get 5% off if you click my link and use my download code Jordan2026. But you have to click my link first, otherwise the code won't work. Söldner-X Complete Collection is finally releasing this week. It feels like an eternity. It's been over 2 years apparently since I ordered this in April 2024, a lifetime ago at this point. What took so long? Well, it just took a bit longer to get these games working on the Switch than anticipated. It is a double pack of shmups, Söldner-X, Himmelstürmer, and Söldner-X 2 Final Prototype Definitive Edition. Apologies to any Germans out there. These are two solid games from back in the early days of digital distribution. The first game was released in 2007. It's nice to have them both together in a physical package. Despite taking pre-orders over 2 years ago, the limited edition is still available and is a PlayAsia exclusive release, with a small shipment also available at VGP and Lootbox Gaming. I've linked them all below. And my executive producers, I'm quite surprised about this: Jeddah Crow, Miami Sunrise, Mr. Awesome, D's Nuts, The Nemo 6, Dave Horworth, Alexander Cato, Cole Animals, Precision Plague, Cartoon Soren, and Surfacing for Air. They've chosen this as their pick of the week. Alright, before I get into the community spotlight, if you are new here, or maybe you're not the kind to normally do so, hit that subscribe button, okay? It will be the best thing you do today, I promise you. Alright, the community spotlight. Bent S sent in this photo picking up Indiana Jones very early indeed. Man, that is super lucky. I hope it's a great port. Bluto the Smelly sent in this European exclusive title, one of the most popular European exclusives, I would say, that Americans are very eager to import. A brutal, cool game, definitely worth looking into. Bub sent in this photo picking up the double pack of the Three Kingdoms Kunio-kun game, an import exclusive, a really nice saga, and they're now working on the Monkey King one. Hopefully they can fit the nonsensical story onto one game release though, instead of two. Burning Kitsune Mas sent in this photo picking up the Winx game, which I will forever have a grudge against thanks to the copyright claim against my video, wasting 20 minutes of my time to re-edit the video and then re-upload. Thank you for that. Cartoon Soren fancied burning our eyes with a couple of NEP games. It's weird these games made it to the West like these ones, but the older ones were banned. Why? I don't know. Danielle O sent in this photo. I love that artwork for Undernotes. It reminds me of like a 70s or 80s adventure movie. I would love that as a poster. Dave Horworth picked up the triple pack of Shikigami. Mine arrived as well. Admittedly, it is the first new arrival of mine in quite a while, not counting PlayAsia exclusives. I insta-pre-ordered it when it popped up, which is very unusual of me. Dead Bunny's YouTube picked up Dark Forces. I love it. It's the newer Atari release, but if you saw my discounts video on Saturday, the limited run version is now in clearance. These Nuts sent in this base edition of Shin Megami Tensei 5. So this is the delisted one from the eShop, and I am making a video about delisted video games on the Switch that you can still purchase physically. Should this count? Because, I mean, let's face it, there is the Vengeance version out there on the eShop as well, so it's a bit of a grey area. Firm Return sent in this photo picking up some Clear River releases. I really like Clear River. They're like limited run, but nice and sensible. Frank sent in this photo showing off lots of stickers from VGP and PlayAsia. Man, if you have been using my links for all these purchases, thank you ever so much. You helped me pay for a lot of ice cream for my daughter. G Bautista 100 sent in this photo with, well, I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if these were bonus cover sheets with the special editions of the Dragon Quest games in Japan, or maybe they're homemade. I really don't know. Instacritic sent in this photo showing off that Sonic Wings does actually exist in its European form and in two of its versions, the Deluxe Edition and the Collector's Edition. What took so long? Jeddah Crow sent in this photo with Merry Bunny Garden. That is definitely up there as one of the biggest imports of the year. What a time to be alive. Jennifer M jumped on an Emio discount. They say Nintendo releases rarely get discounted, but this one has had a couple of tasty price drops, and if you like mystery adventure games, definitely worth looking into. Jimmy A. Guerrero sent in this photo. Even the standard edition of Muv-Luv is rare and expensive now. Never mind this chunky collector's edition. This is going for like $300, $350. I'm hoping this gets a reprint in Japan because I would like to read it one day, but not for 150 quid. Lewis K sent in this photo, which includes System Shock 2, the remaster. Not as big or as important as the remake of the first game, but some may prefer something more faithful to the original. This should be releasing in Europe sometime later this month. Mr. Lee from Eastern NC on eBay sent in this photo with 2 copies of Jaws, the retro edition. I kind of feel they had a good idea with this one, and yet they didn't have the manpower at Limited Run to promote it well enough. Like, there's just too many games for their marketing team to handle. They didn't explain it very well, they didn't show it very well, they just did it and then just shoved it out. Raven Knight sent in this photo. Despite the Idea Factory logo stamped upon it, the Mary Skelter franchise has always enticed me. I really like the dark atmosphere, and I've been told these ones are pretty good. Skip to the End. Don't skip to the end, that's their name. Sent in this photo. A lot of Scott Pilgrim pickups these days. I think it's been almost as successful as Shantae. Surfacing for Air sent in this photo, picking up Yuka Replayly, which I love to see. Such a fantastic game, and I'm very happy it got a proper Switch 2 physical release, and it did get updated to 60 frames per second for the slightly more precious folk out there. You can download the update for it now. The Family OG sent in this photo, joining the Switch 2 family, which is good news for him because it was announced the price is going to go up very soon. My man in Japan, picked up these 3 releases from Super Rare Games. Really nice variety there, but if you had to choose one, it would be Shovel Knight, right? Alright, let's have a roundup. Hyun Young Gaming, Jimmy B, Sully, Pabs, Cost 71, Kat Kilad, Andrew R, Polygram A, Theo, Kresolak, Rainbow Pickle Gaming, Power Meki 45, Twig E, Gundam Star Force, Transient Image, Dabro 90, Exile, Matt Well, Superman 2K. If you want to send in your photos, the details are on the screen right now. Special thanks, as always, to my executive Patreon producers over on, Patreon. Thank you so much for your support, plus you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, you're a legend too, because you help the watch time and stuff. So, if you watched all the way through, please leave me a cowboy emoji, because it kind of looks like Indiana Jones a little bit. Go check out some of my other stuff, and most of all, please have a fantastic day. Take care.